Hello everyone, welcome back to another plan with me. I will be recapping the week of the 6th of March, I believe, is what this past week was, and then planning for the week of March 13th. Hope you all had a great week, and I hope the time change, if you are in an area with daylight savings, isn't affecting you too much. So far, so good for me. Of course, staying up late doesn't help. And as I'm filming right now, it's 3 o'clock. I'm like, how is it only 3 o'clock? How is it already 3 o'clock? So I guess it's affecting me a little bit. I find with the moving the clocks ahead, when you lose an hour, that affects me probably for like a week. Whereas when we turn the clocks back, that one doesn't affect me at all. I just realized this is upside down. So yeah, I don't like losing an hour. Not at all. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just noticed that was upside down. All right, yeah, that's better. Okay, let's get to it, shall we? So this is my week. Did pretty good as far as, you know, everything, my tasks. I did my top follow-ups, and then I did lead gen once, and then I did follow-up twice, and then I reviewed my goals once. And as far as my personal routines, I didn't do any oil pulling. I did last Sunday, but not at all this week. It just didn't happen. Liver detox I only did once. My digital detox twice. Physio, so this is like hip, glutes, core, and then this is like pelvic physio. So I did that twice. I did that physio once, but I did do 3 strength workouts and stretched most nights before bed. And then bed by 12, I did not go to bed by 12 o'clock once. I went to bed by 1 o'clock every single night. So that is an improvement for me. So baby steps. All right, so here's my Monday. I did my follow-up here, and then CEO time. This was like a full work day. I did so much. So from 1:45 until 5, I just got so much done. And then rest, and then I did some more calls, and then I had to do a lot of follow-up because we had offers on Tuesday for our listing on Highland, so I did a lot of follow-up with the agents who showed my listing to get feedback and to get an indication if, you know, how many offers were coming in. Let's see what else, and that's just some notes that I took that I did enter it into my CRM. And then my Tuesday, so we had offers for our listing. We ended up with 5 offers, and we sold it for, we had it listed at $529, and we sold it for $560. And it's interesting that we had 20 private showings plus very busy open houses. We had a lot of local agents show it, but every offer, all 5 offers were from the Toronto area. So it was a Toronto buyer who purchased. So I found that interesting. Anyhow, and then we went to go get groceries and went out for dinner. And then I did a lot of journaling, and I got caught up on my human design stuff. So if you've been following me for the last few weeks, I've been working out of this workbook, the human design workbook. I highly recommend this if you're into human design. It explains it so well. Anyhow, but I got all my planets and gates done. So these are all my defined gates here. And yeah, I got them all done. So it's really cool. I've learned a lot. I'm learning a lot. I'm really enjoying the journey. Okay, and then Wednesday, I went to an event at my office. I think I told you guys about that last week, Quantum Leap. So I went to that, and I wish I didn't. I could have watched it. I went in person, and they were live streaming it as well, and I wish I did that instead. And it was my first time going to the Quantum Leap, but it actually wasn't what I thought it would be, and I felt that it was a bit of a waste of time, so I could have gotten a lot more done. But I got caught up with some colleagues, so that was nice. And I did some follow-up calls when I got home at 5 for an hour. But I could have gotten a lot more done had I not spent 3 hours at the office at that event. So that was a lesson learned. I actually journaled about that, you know, I don't need to go to all the things And I am so used to that. And I feel like that's like my corporate conditioning, like every event, every webinar. But yeah, I don't need to go to all the things because it does distract me. Certain ones are really, really good, of course. And, you know, you take away from it and you can implement it in your business and in your life. But this one, not so much. It was all stuff I've heard 1,000 times. It was nothing new. So I felt that was a waste of time for me. But anyhow, but yeah, so I did some follow-up calls and managed to do 8 contacts, but that's pretty good for just an hour. And then my Thursday, oh yeah, so I did some cold calls and then I meant to. So if you guys remember, actually, I should be showing you this with my time block schedule, because let's look at how I did with my time block schedule. Okay. So I think I was on Thursday. So on my Thursday, my plan was to do follow-up earlier in the day and then do lead generation later in the day. I didn't do that. I did my lead gen earlier in the day and I thought, okay, I'll either do more lead gen later after my showing, or I will do follow-up. But so I had a showing at 4:15 and it was a for sale by owner that my client found. And so I went with him, of course. And because it was the homeowner that was there, she gave us a very detailed tour and showed us, like, she put $80,000 into it since she purchased. Like, it was absolutely beautiful. And she did an amazing job explaining everything, but it took 2 hours. So by the time I was done, I was like, no, I'm done. I was tired and cold because the last like half hour of the showing was outside, her showing us everything she did on the exterior. And it's, you know, it's cold. I mean, it was a beautiful day on Thursday, but, you know, as the sun's going down, it was, I don't know, probably like -3 or something. So, and standing in the snow, I was so cold. So when I got home, I'm like, I'm not doing calls. So I edited a post and then we watched a show we've been on Netflix. It's called Killer Sally. It's about that bodybuilder who killed her husband. So we watched that. And then the seller, the homeowner of this property, called me. So I talked to her for like a half an hour in between our shows. And yeah, she was asking me a lot of questions. And so we're going to stay in contact. And if she can't sell it herself, she'll give me a call to help her. The property wasn't right for my client, and I let her know that. So yeah, I may be selling it in the future. We'll see. And then I also had an Instagram lead that called me. So that was cool. And I booked a listing appointment with her. So that was a pretty eventful day. So even though it didn't go according to plan, oh, sorry, that's the wrong week. My goodness. There we go. Even though it didn't go according to plan, I still did my movement, though. I did a dance workout. It just wasn't the exact, you know, timing. I didn't do CEO or team leader time, but I did it on Monday for a lot longer than what I time blocked for, so I got everything done. Yeah, so anyhow, here's my Friday. And I didn't time block Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So did I do any work? Yes, I had to prep for my listing appointment at 5:30. So I did that through the day here, but we went to the gym, had a call with some clients. So there was no like, you know, designated lead gen time or anything like that. I booked another listing appointment for next week, and then I held that listing appointment. So yeah, that was that. So that's my week. So all in all, if we are to go through my task card here, my weekly task card. So my week recap, I did 25 out of 63 contacts, so a -38. So I will be going into next week with quite a deficit that I'm going to have to make up. And then leads, 3 leads, goal was 5, so -2. Appointments booked. I booked 2 appointments, the goal was 2, held an appointment, got a listing signed, and then we sold our listing. So 1 firm deal. And then these are our numbers as a team. So 54 contacts total, goals to 128. So minus 74 this week, 4 out of 8 leads, 3 out of 2 appointments booked, 2 out of 2 appointments held, and then 1 out of 2 contracts signed, and then 1 firm deal. So what worked? Well, I mean, you know, I really focused on self-care this week, and coming to the realization after going to Quantum Leap, that was a big, like, kind of aha moment for me. Even like halfway through sitting there in this meeting, I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a waste of time. And it's one of those things, like, I could have left, but I was sitting right in the middle of the room and it was packed. And yeah, I didn't want to be rude, so I sat through it, but I really wish I hadn't gone. So that was a big aha, because I could have gotten so much, like, lead gen and other things done in that time. So I did focus a lot on my self-care. I could have got some exercise in that day as well. I mean, I did exercise, you know, 3 times, plus my stretching. So, you know, got good momentum going. So I could have done more for sure. And then what didn't work, the Quantum Leap ate up a lot of my time, and I was really too tired at the end of the day to get some calls in. Sharpen the saw, big focus, and I feel like I did good. I went to bed by 1 each night. The goal was midnight, but some nights were like 12:45, you know, that type of thing. So it was before 1 or 1, so that's good. And there was a few mornings as well, like I would sleep like 8 hours straight and then wake up. So I'm noticing a pattern that when I'm following that routine, it's definitely much better for me. And then, yeah, best use of my time. The main thing is I just shouldn't have gone to Quantum Leap. Otherwise, I got a lot done. But had I not gone to that, I could have gotten more tasks done. All right, so that's how I did with my numbers and my other things. Here is my compass card. So I did my 2 strength workouts. I did my stretching and breathing most nights. I did not get to bed by midnight. And then my team leader and CEO role, I got all my mileage done for January. Well, January was already done, but I did February, and sent that off to Ryan so he can organize that. And then I didn't, so there's a couple things there I wanted to get done. So working on CMAs, I have to do this for a client. And I did not review scripts with Tyler. I did find that Sarnia agent for my client that potentially will be moving to Sarnia. And I did my February recap video, and I got all my feedback. I've not called my sister or my dad. I'm going to do that today. So that's how that went. So now if we go to my goals tab, let's see how we are doing. I say we like you're doing the goals with me. Let's see how I'm doing. All right, so my goal is to double my contacts each week. I did not do that this past week, but I will make up for those numbers. CMAs, past clients, and core advocates, we have started that, and that's one of the big things that we did during my CEO time on Monday, big chunk there. We started going through like who needs an updated CMA. So yeah, we just need to now get it done. And then there's something called Cloud CMA that our board pays for, which is awesome. So where it's like really automated. You put in the address and the criteria, like how many for the subject property, like how many bedrooms, bathrooms, things like that. And it just finds them for you. So you don't have to go searching. So yeah, we were playing around with that. So we just want to figure out how to put our own branding colors in it, if possible, because it's like bright red and just colors that just don't vibe with me. So anyways, so it started. Wellness, bedtime habits. I feel like I got a pretty good start to that this past week by doing my stretching and like winding down most nights and then getting to bed before 1. Stretching 3 to 5 times a week. Yep, did that last week. And then 2 strength workouts a week. So I am on track for that. And then development, finished. I'm reading Psychology of Money. I have not finished that yet. Projector movement, next module. I didn't do that, but I did finish my workbook. And then start a professional development book. I have not done that yet. So I may, when I do my compass card, set that. Okay, so let's set my goals for next week. I'm using my Tombow 761. I used to use this all the time. It's a very pale pink. So yeah, I'm gonna use that this week. Such a pretty color. I used to get asked about this one all the time. I'll link it below for you. All right. And you know what? I'm thinking of switching to this for this week. My Sarasa Dry 0.5. This pen is amazing. I absolutely love my fountain pen. Like, it's gorgeous. I use it for journaling and I use it for my daily planning, but it does smudge if I don't let it dry. And it doesn't take long to dry, but this one does not smudge. So I'm thinking of switching to this. So I might go back and forth with this pen and my TWSBI. Okay, so I'm going to let's see here. You know what? Before I do that, I'm going to put this here so that I don't lose my place. I'm going to set my goals for next week. Okay, so I have a deficit, let me try that again. Deficit of 38. So if my goal is 63 plus 38, my goal is 101 contacts this week. Okay, my leads, goal's 5. I missed my goal by 2. So technically I should be getting 7 leads. So if I'm doing 101 contacts, we'll see. We'll see. Typically 101 contact, depending on where you're doing your lead gen. So for cold calls, it's typically like 1 good lead for every 100 contacts. But for your warmer leads, it's the ratios are a lot better. So we'll see. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll do some time blocking to see, okay, when am I going to do cold calls and when am I going to do follow-up? Appointments booked. I want to do 2. I did reach my goal last week, but I want to book 2 more. And appointments held. I have 1 booked for this coming week. So we'll put 1 in there. Contract signed, 1, and then 1 firm deal. Okay, so those are my numbers for this coming week. All right, so that's my next week's goals. So now I'm going to choose my big rocks and do my compass card. So first up, sharpen the saw. And what I like about this pen too is there's no feathering. I find with the fountain pen, when I write over top of highlighter, it can feather out a little bit. So that bothers me. All right, so for my sharpen the saw, so you can see one of my rolls is me. And here are some reminders for my sharpen the saw. So I do want to do, again, 2 strength workouts this week. I'm going to speed this up and then I'll walk you through it when I'm done. So my sharpen the saw goals are 2 strength workouts this week. Stretch and breathe most nights. So what I mean by that is doing my deep stretching, but also doing my deep breathing, like breathing from the belly. It's called diaphragmatic breathing. Helps to calm like your nervous system and release stress, all that stuff. Bed by midnight, and then me time in the morning. I'm going to time block that. I'm not one where I can just open my eyes and then just get right to it. That doesn't work well for me. I need time to wake up and get used to the idea of even being awake. And then my projector course, because for human design, I'm a projector. So I want to get my next module done. My CEO role, Multi-res, I need to come up with some multi-residential listings that are within my client's budget. He has a very tight budget. So yeah, I just need to remind myself like each week to be looking, and even each day, just in case something pops up. CMAs, making that list. I need to get feedback on our Garment Street listing. We have had a lot of showings lately. I have 2 CMAs that I need to get done specifically because they were thinking of selling, and then start a professional development book. My team leader role is reviewing my scripts with Tyler, or reviewing his scripts with him, and then doing, we haven't done a 411 in a couple weeks because we've been so busy. So make sure I get that done. And then I have some friend dates to book. Okay. So that was reviewing my roles, choosing my big rocks, doing my compass card. So let's check my calendar here for the month. I don't think I've had anything pop up. Do I have any birthdays coming up? Yes, I do. 2 birthdays this week. Okay, awesome. So I have in here to post 3 reels a week. How many reels did I post this past week on my real estate channel? I think 2. So I'm getting better. And then time block it in my calendar. That's one thing I'm not doing, is time blocking social media stuff. So definitely need to do that. And then my main focus was for the month was to have a big push on lead gen. I would say it's like more of a medium push. I probably need to do lead generation twice a week versus 1. So I do need to up that one, and then make up as many numbers as I can year to date. Yep, I'm focused on that. And then we haven't, oh yeah, we did finish our home office. We just haven't done finished our base, decluttering our basement. Okay, so let's see for my month here. That's this week here. Yes, actually, I do need to add some things in. I have coffee with a past client / friend. And then I'm supposed to have lunch with a past client / friend on Wednesday. So I'm still waiting on confirmation from that. So I need to confirm that. Oh yeah, and 15th protocol. Okay, that's good. All right, we are good with that. So now I'm gonna look through my master task list. I was actually looking through this yesterday, and I've gotten quite a bit done so far. Let's see here. I want to get my April to June inserts printed. I'm thinking of changing things up a little bit as far as my layout on my day on 2 pages. So I've been playing around on Canva. So that's why that's not done yet. But everything else, pretty much I've got in my compass card, and I'm aware of them. So that's good. Okay. Do that this week. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to schedule my my week. Okay, I'm going to take my dailies out. Take my dailies out, and then I'm going to time block as well. Right week. Okay, so I need these. So I am going to look at my weekly task list, transfer anything over. You can see I have some arrows because those I know I want to migrate to this next week. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to set this up. I'm going to schedule anything that is scheduled. I'm going to put them in my calendar, and then I'm going to time block. So I'm going to speed all of this up to hopefully make the video much shorter. My goal is always to have these videos be no more than a half hour. And even then, just because I want to keep your attention so you're not like, oh, this is boring. Yeah, so let me know too, you guys, if there's anything that I'm not covering that you would like me to to share, you know, because I want to make sure that I'm providing value for you. Alrighty, I'll be back. Okay, I'm done. So here is my dashboard. Got my tasks, my weekly tasks, my top follow-up, my work routines, personal routines, sharpen the saw. Okay, and then on here I have like high-level tasks on certain days, and then just appointments that are already set. I have to be at a certain place at a certain time. Okay. Of course, every other day I have my reminder to take my probiotics, and then I have my personal routines down here too, like my oil pulling, stretching and breathing, because I find if I see it every day, I'm more likely to do it. So here is my time blocked schedule. So my plan is, if I'm in bed by midnight, I should be able to wake up like between 8:30 and 9, and then have some me time before I start my day. So I have follow-up pretty much every day in the morning, so 10 a.m. every day, Monday to Thursday. And then I have lead gen Wednesday and Thursday at 3:30 until 5:30. Or yeah, that's supposed to go down to 5:30, whatever. So that's what I have there. And then I have CEO time, 1, 2, 3 times. I figure my CEO time is to meet with Ryan, to meet with Tyler, to like work on CMAs, and things that we do collaboratively, you know, to move things up the pipeline. Okay, I've got like when to eat, because that's another thing I find. We typically eat dinner at, you know, 8 o'clock at night, because I can just get so busy through the day that it's not that I forget to eat, because I'll get hungry or lightheaded, but I keep pushing, and I know that that's not good for me. So, yeah, so I've got regular eating times, and then when to exercise, and that could be going to the gym, or just doing, like a dance class at home, or like, strengthening, like, physiotherapy for my core, my glutes, things like that. So I have 1, 2, 3 time blocked, and then of course Friday, Saturday, Sunday I don't book work things, so I'll definitely have time to do movement or some form of self-care exercise on those days. So yeah, I'm thinking that I might even get into color coordinating, so that I know, you know, which things in here are personal, like for my well-being, and then which things are work, like high-level work things that I need to do. If you're familiar with the 80-20 rule, they say 20% of your efforts will give you 80% of your results. So in whatever business that you do, it's knowing what is your 20%, your top 20%. And mine is phone calls, to book appointments, to sign people on, to work with me, to sell their house or buy a house with me. So that's why I have a lot of calls in here, because that is my top. Well, you could say 90, it's more like 90-10, right? 10% of these efforts are going to give me 90% of my results. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, is doing some sort of color coordinating on my top 10%, because otherwise this all just sort of jumbles together. So I may work on that later today, but that's my time block schedule. For now, I have like top things on certain days that need to get done. I've got my 15th protocol in here on Wednesday, since it's the 15th of the month, with my team. Talk about where we are at for the month and year to date, and what we need to do to make up, because we are a little bit behind. All right, that is my plan with me. That is master task list. Yep, scheduling my week. That's everything. So I hope that wasn't too dry and boring for you. I know for a lot of people, this is like dry, kind of boring stuff. For me, I love watching videos where people are time blocking, and I love seeing how they manage their schedules. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions at all. I'm happy to answer those and help any way that I can. Hope you have a productive week ahead. It's March break. I don't have small kids anymore, but I remember when I did, I used to look forward to March break. Not having to make lunches every day for the kiddos. Not having to get up early to take them to school and pick them up and all that stuff. So hope you have a great March break. And thank you for watching. If you enjoy Plan With Me videos, please like and subscribe for more. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.